been away for, you know how long. So, I thought we should catch up. What have I been up to? Oh, just speaking with my adoring fans. Enjoying my lovely scenery. And finding out that there are two insolent lumbaxes running around trying to ruin everything. So, I'm offering a bounty of 3 squillion nefarious freedom coupons to anyone who can bring me those fuzzy miscreants, dead or alive. But preferably alive, so I can have some fun with them first. My elaborate spy network indicates that they'll be at Blizzard and Savali very soon. So, get to it! And if those Lombaxes are listening, just know that I'm going to crush you into dust. And then I'll blast that dust into a sun, and then I'll dump that sun into...
Ratchet and Clank walkthrough. We are coming back here to Corson V, I believe, and this is actually a totally optional thing that we have to do. So if we go on up to the map, which I'm looking at Savali, which is the next place, and also Blizzard Prime, 2 choices we can do there. And we're going to head on back to Corson V to get an infobot. So, similar to some of the other games of Ratchet and Clank, there are in fact infobots in this game. And I may be distracted by a puppy climbing on my bookshelf. Okay, it looks like he's okay. I might have to stop and keep him from killing himself in a second. But anyway, similar to the other games, there are infobots in this one. And I think there's 10 of them, something like that. And once you collect all 10, you get the RYNO weapon. And, hey puppy, choose my book please. And once you get the RYNO, it is, I don't know if I'd call it the best weapon in the game, because by the time you get it, it's just a little bit too late to use it. Like, you're pretty much at the final boss by the time you get that weapon. So, this game, like the other Ratchet and Clanks, does have a New Game Plus mode, and it's where the enemies are harder, and you get to keep all of your upgrades and everything else. So, it's a lot of fun. I love replaying the Ratchet and Clank games. But it does kind of make the achievements a little bit annoying because you do have to play the game twice to get them all. And in this game, especially with the RYNO, that weapon becomes a lot better on your second playthrough than it does on your first one, unless you want to spend time leveling it up on your first one right before you defeat the final boss. But by the time you get to the boss, you should already have a boatload of fully leveled and upgraded weapons. And there's always a reason to check the map, take a look out for those raritanium boxes, and collect as much of that raritanium as you can. And if you mark it on the map, it'll actually show you a waypoint in game, and I think I'm kind of looking for one here, and I'm not really seeing it. I think it's above me. Oh man, I don't know why this game is so loud. So I turned this game down. I turned the game audio down. Like the normal game audio, I have it turned down by 10 decibels, and when I'm talking over it, it's turned down by 25. So I don't really know why the recording is so dang loud. I have my computer speakers on at volume 2, and I can hear it through my headphones like it's turned up at volume 20. But anyway, that won't matter by the time I get this uploaded. And Puppy is going to be chewing everything he wants, because that is what puppies do. And then we're going to head toward the infobot here in Corson V. So it's in this optional area that I walked into. And there's of course going to be these robot guys, and I do not like these robots. They are my least favorite ones in the entire game. And pretty much by the end of the game, I got used to fighting them, but early on I just struggle really bad. So the best way I found to deal with the laser robots is to kind of strafe left and right a little bit. So you have to get into a rhythm, and once that rhythm gets broken, it's hard to get back into it. But if you can dodge one by moving to the right, then you kind of wait a split second and then strafe to the left, and you should be able to keep dodging their hits that way. Right, we're going to climb up this wall, and I'm going to retrieve my eraser. We're going to use the wrench on this bolt and open it up. So this is going to be a similar entryway to, or a similar room that we did earlier, I think, also on this planet, where we had conveyor belts and a bunch of boxes, and you just have to jump on them. And there's a gold bolt up here, I think, too. I think it's above us. And I may have cut that out because when I got it, I think I ended up falling back to the beginning. But it's really not hard to miss, and this isn't a 100% guide anyway, so I'm not really going to worry too much about it. I may not even show all the info bots. I just thought that this one was drastic enough that I should show it. So this is, once again, just an optional area. You don't have to do this, but if you want the RYNO 5, then you definitely will want to do it. You'll have a much easier time coming through here later on in the game than you will this early, at least on the hardest difficulty. I think the fight that's coming up was the hardest fight that I had to do in the entire game, and that's just because, as I mentioned before, none of my weapons are upgraded, and they're all very low level, and I don't have that many weapons to begin with. So once we make it through that conveyor system, here's another one. Actually, I may have been thinking about this when I said we were already in one. I can't remember if we've seen a conveyor belt system or not before this area, but whether or not we have, we're just gonna jump on top of the boxes and follow them over. Try not to get hit by these laser grids that are here. And we can jump over here, and if we ride the wall, I think, yeah, just raritanium, but it's like 4 or 5 of them? 5 of them, so that's way worth getting, and despite what the arrows show, you can go backwards on these walls. And then we're going to jump on this top conveyor belt and try to make it over. And use the dash to get over. There's an enemy. Not a big deal. The puppy is just continually going back to my little table and grabbing anything that's on it because I'm taking away everything else. And here is a train fight that I died on once, and once the train goes past, there's going to be these laser robots that, again, are one of the more annoying ones. And then once this other train comes back in here, then there's going to be a lot more enemies. So we're just going to try to kill these guys as fast as possible, and I think I start using Mr. Fun Guy correctly now. I'm only spawning one of him because I realized at some point that if you throw him down more than once, then you only get one. And I was just wasting ammo. And Mr. Fun Guy is a very, very good weapon. I love him a lot. Okay, so this is the hard fight, and like I said, probably one of the hardest fights, especially this early. There's just a lot of these laser robots, and they take more than a few hits to die, especially with the state of my weapons. So if you are having problems here, you can always just come back later. It's not really too big of a deal. This will be here for you whenever you want. There's going to be these big melee guys, and I'm really just trying to kill these stupid laser robots because they are who killed me last time. I'm not really too worried about the melee guys. They can be annoying, but they don't hit you from across the screen out of the corner of your eye on the other side of the map like the laser guys do. And once most of those guys are dead, more will spawn, and it's just going to be a matter of taking all of these out too. And the burst pistol or blast pistol or whatever it's called is really just not a very effective weapon against stronger enemies. So I'm going to try to focus using the whatever this thing is called more. And I moved left there. Okay, I put the controller, like I moved the control stick to the left there, believe me, but it just didn't go through. And then once all the enemies are cleared, we can see the info bot. Oh no, that wasn't the info bot. There he is. We can see the info bot, and he is ready to be grabbed. And there we go. That might be infobot number 1 for us. Yeah, just the first one. Spybot. Oh, it's Spybot. Right. Okay, I forget. The other games, they all look the same, but they have different names for them. And then we're pretty much done with Corson 5, unless you want to come back here for some of the other collectibles. There's really no other reason to come back here for the story, I don't think. For this version, anyway. And if you dash through there, we can find some more raritanium. Don't miss that. And we're just going to head on back to the ship and head to the next planet.
Rivet needs to find some Zerp stones? Good luck. Hope everything's good on Rivet's end.